Hi everyone, and welcome back to a brand new speed build. Today I have a grandparents bungalow for you guys, and I am in love with this house. I love how this turned out. I love the vibes of it. I love literally every single part of this house except for possibly like one part, but I basically love this entire house so much. And yeah, I thought I would share it today with you guys. So I built this, I want to say a few months ago, maybe even almost a year. You never know with me, but I built this a while ago, and I have been meaning to post it, but I don't know, other things have come, beforehand, and I've wanted to post other things and whatever, and I didn't realize when I edited this that this video wasn't gonna be like 30-40 minutes long, because if you've been here before, you will realize or if you just like check on my channel, honestly, you'll realize that I have a tendency to do very long videos, and that's just because my builds are very, very detailed, and I don't like cutting out, like a lot of rooms. Like I will cut out all bathrooms but one. I will sometimes cut out like some hallways, and like stuff like that is like repetitive, but I'd never want to cut out like the main living spaces or whatever. So a lot of the times my videos get very long. So I was expecting this one to also be pretty long, because even though this build is not too big, builds like this can sometimes be like 40 minutes. You never really know. But then when I edited this, I realized that no, it's only going to be like 26 minutes, which might be long for some people. That is a short build on my channel. But yeah, I really hope you guys like this. I find this house so cute. I built it in San Sequouia, and I think at least it's on the part of the world, on the part of the map. I don't know. I think it's on the part of the map where it's on the bottom left, like that area of this world. So when you is the family called the Michelsons? Like if you go into a brand new save file and you go into this world, I think they're called the Michelsons. The family that was in the trailer for the Get Together expansion pack? That family lives in this area. But yeah, this is a 30 by 20, I'm pretty sure, and so it's not like the lot that they live on, because that lot is huge. But this is a small little 30 by 20, and I have wanted to do more like grandparents builds. I was gonna say grandparent themed builds. I don't know if it's a theme really, but I have been meaning to do more builds like catered towards elderly people. Obviously you don't have to have like grandparents living here. You can have just elderly people, or honestly, if you can have like whoever. You can have young adults living here. I don't really care. But for my save files, there's going to be two grandparents living here. And again, I've been meaning to build more things for elderly people, because I feel like most builds that I do are for families, because that is what I love building, and that is what I think most of you guys love seeing as well. But if you guys have like any sort of family dynamic, or any, like people you want me to build for, like it doesn't have to be a family. Like if you just want me to build a house for like, I don't know, a specific amount of roommates, or, whatever. I don't I was struggling to think of other dynamics, but like if you want to see more like grandparent stuff in general, or whatever, let me know, because again, I really want to branch out, and specifically for my save file, because not every single house is going to be a family house, obviously. So yeah, I decided to build this, and I felt like I needed a grandparent house in San Sequouia, because obviously this entire world, or the pack that this world came with, is obviously growing together, and that is just like family themed. Like it's supposed to have like it's basically like generations for The Sims 4, and obviously I feel like I need some older people in this world as well. So yeah, I built this. It's really cute. I'm pretty sure I didn't go off a picture from Pinterest. Like it's very much just a classic like bungalow. And like I said before, you can definitely have like, I don't know, young adults living here or whatever, and you can have a family here. There ends up being one bedroom, but there is also an office space, so if you want to, you could just remake the office into another bedroom if need be. But yeah, it just ends up having one bedroom. And I also made sure that they have a cat, because I don't know why, but whenever I do like grandparents builds, I really like the idea of them having pets, but I feel like a dog might be like too much work, so I usually give them a cat, because I don't know why. I also like really associate like grandmas with cats and stuff like that, which is weird, because my grandparents never had cats. Well, I guess one of my grandmas did, like my grandma on my dad's side had cats, but I never really knew her because she died when I was like 2, so I never knew her, but she had cats. But the grandparents I've known have never really had any pets. But also it doesn't really check out because like I have lived close to like elderly people who have had dogs and they take care of the dogs, like they can go out on walks. I think I see kind of elderly people often as like a little bit fragile, which is very much not true in some cases. Like, sure, that's true for like maybe some, but some of like the elderly people I know, they are very active and they could definitely like take care of a dog. But I don't know, in my mind, it just doesn't really fit. Again, saying that though, like I said, I used to live, or I still live close to elderly people who have dogs, but specifically like where I grew up, there was the house like kind of across the street from ours. There was a 100-year-old like grandpa living there, and I think his wife was like 95, 98. Like they were really old and they had this little dog. I think it was like a poodle, and I would see this like the elderly gentleman living there. I would see him just like going around really, because he was fragile. Like he was obviously, like he's 100, he's gonna be a little bit slower in his movements and stuff like that, but he would take that dog on a walk every single day, or twice a day I think it was, and it was so cute. But towards like the end, it like you could notice that he just did not have the energy to do it anymore, and I think I don't actually know what happened to him. I just, one day he and his wife weren't there anymore, and I'm pretty sure they got moved to like a like a living facility thingy. What is it called? I don't know. You know what I mean. Anyways, I don't know why I'm babbling on about this, but this house is a cat. That's basically what I wanted to say with this. And when it came to like the interior design and stuff like that, I wanted to feel a little bit more old school. So I put a lot of just like cozy stuff, but like elderly cozy stuff, if that makes sense. Like in the living room, I used the TV that we got from the, I think, what is it called? Like the basement treasures kit, I think it's called, right? Like the one that is kind of like retro-y and has some like rundown things and stuff like that. I think that's what that kit is called. But anyways, I used the kind of like boxy like old TV from that in the living room because it just felt right. And then I used like I think I put like the landline phone that we got from that that kid as well, a little bit all over the place, all over the house. And I put like like older like touches like that, which actually, like thinking of it now, that doesn't really pan out either. Like yes, this is maybe like what a like a typical grandparents' house would be, and I remember being at like my great aunt's house and it kind of like looking exactly like this, and stuff like that. So this is definitely like, this is how some like elderly people's homes look like. But then my grandma's apartment, not at all. She has a like flat screen TV, she has speakers, she has like fairy lights everywhere, she has like a little bit more high tech. I think that is mostly just because of like me and my family kind of helping her with that stuff. Like she's not good with technology, but she has it. So I feel like it might not be true anymore that like elderly people have this still like box TV, but I was thinking that the couple that lives here, they are still pretty old school. Although the exterior for the house I did struggle a little bit with because I wasn't sure if it was reflecting that. I don't know. I end up using, I don't think you see me change the like siding for the exterior, like the exterior wallpaper, but I think at least I tried to go for one that came with the outdoor tree pack. What am I saying? Sorry, I have not done a voiceover in like a month and I am very tired, so I apologize. But yeah, I think I tried to go with that siding, but it just wasn't working. So in the end, I do end up going from one. What am I saying? I end up going with one from the Growing Together expansion pack as well, and I end up using this kind of like darker kind of grayish swatch, and I feel like it looks a little bit too modern. But I was having the idea, right, that like these grandparents had probably lived here like their entire life, and not maybe the entire life, but like for like maybe 40 years or something like that, and then they didn't change the like outside siding, the exterior wallpaper for like years and years and years until they literally had to, and so that might look a little bit more like updated because of that. But I don't know, let me know if that works out, because like I don't know, I feel like it doesn't reflect, like, I don't know, grandparents. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Also, I said in the beginning that I love this house except for like one part, and I do absolutely love this house. I really like I don't know, it's so cozy to me. I really, really like it. But the part that I really, really did struggle with was the backyard, or more like the side yard, I guess, which you will see me do last. Normally, I do like the entire exterior before I go into the interior, but in rare cases, I will do like most of the exterior, then go into the interior, and then do like the backyard, because I don't really know what to do with the backyard, so I tend to try to do the interior so I kind of know, what the house is going to be like. But I still struggled with the backyard for this house, or I guess, yeah, more the side yard, because this lot is bigger left to right than it is front to back, so there wasn't room for a backyard, but there was room for a side yard. But I did struggle with it because normally in a backyard I will put, like kids stuff, like a swing set or the monkey bars and, stuff like that. But obviously I was thinking that there are no kids living here, but I think at least I did put the like the swing set a swing set. We have a few different swing sets at this point, but I put a swing set in the backyard, and that wasn't because like I was thinking that the grandparents use it, but I was thinking that the grandkids, maybe like they come over and they use it, and maybe it's a swing set like that their kids used to use, and so now that their kids have kids, they use them, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I thought it was like a cute little family touch. Like, these grandparents really, really love their grandchildren, but again, you can have just an elderly couple who didn't have any kids, who doesn't have grandparents living here. I don't really care, but like for my save file, that is how I'm gonna be having it. I'm gonna have like actual grandparents living here, so I thought it was kind of a cute touch. But I struggled so much with the backyard, and I don't end up loving it. I think it looks fine, but it's not like my favorite backyard I've ever done. But I like the rest of the house, so I think it's okay. Also, as always, I made this house very, very cluttered. I always do that. Again, if you've been here before, you know that that's like my thing. I make everything very cluttered and lived in. And I was questioning if I was going to do that for this house, but then I realized, like, if anything, I feel like grandparents' houses are going to be like the most cluttered, because I was thinking that they have like saved up so many things from their lifetime that it's full of stuff. So like the living room, I have like a bunch of different plants, because I was thinking that one of the grandparents maybe likes gardening, and then they have some like plates that they have collected, and just some like trinkets and stuff that they've collected maybe when they have traveled, or maybe it's like things that their grandchildren have given them, and so they have that, and just a few different things like that. And I think it's really cute. I like having small touches and like clutter items like that, because I feel like it makes it all more homey, which, I don't know, when I think of a grandparent's house, again, I just think of like very cozy and homey. Like, you go there and you get some apple pie. I don't know, that's very stereotypical. Maybe like something else, but like I wanted it to be very like cozy and inviting, and that these grandparents, they are just like happy in their retirement doing whatever. Like, I was thinking that maybe one of them likes fishing and gardening and stuff like that, and then they have like some crocheting and stuff like that, and they just do like typical grandparent stuff. Like, these are very much the quintessential grandparents in my head, at least. And then, actually, speaking of crocheting, I wanted to mention these like cross stitch things that I put on the walls. You will see I did in the kind of like dining room. I think I ended up doing it in a few other places in the house, but basically you would have seen me pull out this wall filled with the cross stitching or embroidery. I don't really know what it's called, but I think you know what I mean. But I put out a wall where they're all like done, because basically with the Cottage Living expansion pack, we got the feature being able to cross stitch / embroider. I don't know which one is true. I think it's cross stitch, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But we got the ability to do that with the Cottage Living expansion pack, and the thing is, you can do it in game, but then if you're a builder like me, it doesn't exist in the build and buy menu. Or obviously like the basket does, where you can actually like interact with it and make it. And we do kind of have it, but it's just like an empty frame, and there's like a wall decoration. It's an empty frame, and I'm pretty sure the only way you can access it to begin with is with the debug menu. So obviously if you do actually play the game and make embroidery stuff, like you get them through the game, so you don't actually need to access them through the like build and buy menu. But if you're like me, who only builds and just I want it as decorations, it can be a little bit of a fuss, because like you want them but we don't actually have them, we just have like the empty frame for it. But basically people are saints on this planet Earth, and they have made on the gallery, they have posted like a wall or like a room sometimes with like all of the cross stitching options in all of the sizes, and all the ones you can do. And basically I think it was like 2 years ago at this point, or whenever, I downloaded this like wall off of the gallery that has all of this, like all of the types of cross stitch you can do, just so that like there's like extra like homey details in the house, like, oh, this is things that the grandparents have done already, and then like maybe in your gameplay either you can replace them with ones that your Sims actually do, or you can just like put up more. But I really wanted those like cross-stitch things in this house, because again I feel like that's very like grandparents-esque. But yeah, basically just search on the gallery like cross stitch and then filter through rooms or whatever that is called. If you if I'm not explaining this right, if it's not actually called cross stitch, just look at that little basket thing that we got from the Cottage Living special pack and see what it's called there, and then just search it on the gallery and you will get this wall and or rooms or whatever. One thing I have discovered though is that you can have them both as like wall decorations, but then also as this kind of like shelving decoration, like it's supposed to go on like a surface. And I've tried to use those, like the surface ones, before, but they just don't work. I don't know why. They never work for me, and let me know if that's just a me problem and if I need to maybe try to download like another room with those, but it just hasn't worked for me, which is kind of sad, because I would really like for like a house like this to have them maybe on the like mantelpiece on the fireplace, or in a bookcase, or whatever, but I haven't been able to. So I don't know if that's just a me problem. It might be, I don't know, but I've never been able to make them work. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, so if you were like wondering like what that was that I pulled out earlier when I was doing that, that is what that was. And yeah, it's not CC, like it's not CC at all, it's from the game. But people are just very, very kind and make rooms with it, so you don't actually have to do them in game yourself if you just want nice decorations. But yeah, again, I just thought I'd mention that. But I don't know what else there was to mention about this build. Like I said, there only ends up being one bedroom. However, again, there is a office space, so you can, I don't know, do whatever you want with that office space. You can keep it as an office space. You can make it into another bedroom if you wanted, or maybe like an art room, or whatever. I was also maybe thinking that one of the grandparents, like before they retired, maybe they were a writer, or something like that. I think that's kind of cute. Or maybe they were like a professor, like within literature. I don't know why, I just really like the idea of them being in like literature things. Maybe because I love reading, I don't know, and like one of my great grandparents was a author and stuff like that, so maybe that's like, I don't know, maybe that's why, I don't know. But anyways, I don't know if there's anything else I want to mention about this build. If there is, I will mention it some way or another in this build. It might come up like, I don't know, 5 minutes into this, like 5 minutes later after I'm talking about this now. Again, sorry, I'm struggling, but like in 5 minutes I might be like, oh yeah, there was this thing. But otherwise, just if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I really don't mind answering them at all. But yeah, how are you guys? I hope you're well. If you hear anything, that is a dog. Sorry about that. That is what happens when you when you record during the daytime when the dogs are awake. They're gonna be sunding, so I'm so sorry about that. Sorry if that cut weirdly as well. I tried to make sure that you didn't hear the dogs. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys are well. I hope you're doing well. It's been a couple of weeks. I as you might have known, I was on a trip. I didn't come home until last week, and then before I left for the trip, I pre-recorded, and this video was supposed to go out during that time, but I did not have time to finish recording the voiceover and stuff like that, so obviously I'm recording it now, but I did finish editing this video. I just didn't have time to record the voiceover and stuff like that, so sadly you only got, I think it was like one video while I was away, and then last week as soon as I got home, I caught a pretty nasty cold, and since then, I still have kind of a little bit of a cold, but it's also like allergy season, so it's like a mix of both, so if I sound a little bit weird, that will be why. Honestly, allergy season is such a pain for me and for like so many other people. I know like a lot of friends that I have are just all like, we're not having a good time. So I hope you guys are doing well despite the hay fever or the allergy season, all of it. But yeah, I hope you guys are well. I am great except for the hay fever thingy. I am kind of sad though because again, I was on this trip and I was visiting my boyfriend and then some other friends as well, but I basically was mostly with my boyfriend the entire time, and I'm sad that I'm home because I want to go back. If you've ever been in a long distance relationship, you will know what I mean, but like it's kind of hard, but also like it's not hard for the reasons you would think. For me at least, it's not like hard because I don't trust him or whatever, because I know that can be a really big thing within long distance relationships. Like that is not the case with me and my boyfriend. It's just like it's hard because sometimes I just want a hug and I can't get a hug, and it's kind of sad, but like it's fine because I know I will see him again like pretty soon, so I know it's fine. But no, I just miss being there. It also like it was so much fun because we met some of our friends and stuff like that, and we did a lot of things. Like we went to this like theme park and we did bowling, and I was in an arcade for the first time ever. I'd never been in one before, so that was pretty cool. And we also did like go-karting, and we had a lot of fun. Although the go-karting was so much fun for everyone. Like we had a lot of fun, but we all left very injured. Because obviously you're going on this like obviously, at least the one we did, it was like an indoor track, and you were going, I think it was like 80 miles, not 80 miles. I think it was like 80 kilometers per hour, like was the highest you can go, or maybe it was slower than that. It probably is lower than that. It seems pretty high because basically it might seem like that is not that much. However, it is a lot because you're basically at like the ground. Obviously, you're basically at the ground. So it goes very, very fast. And people would sometimes, like get stuck or whatever. So there were like signals and lights and stuff like that to signal if we need to stop. And so sometimes we need to stop, but not everyone was doing it in the correct way. So like at one point, someone had like crashed. Like it was me, and then like some other people, because it wasn't just like me and my friends at the track, it was like a bunch of people. It was like a group of people, and at one point some people like crashed like into the wall, like, and me and another person, we were right there, but we were a little bit like, we were able to drive through it when it happened, but we obviously have to like then like stop so that the people can like the track race people were I'm describing this terribly, but anyways, they could like help them get out of it. And when I was just standing still there, someone didn't get that we were supposed to stand still, so they just slammed straight into my back, or like the back of my car. Which like I was just standing still, and I thought everyone else was gonna be standing still because we needed to, but I think that they just didn't realize, and so they just went full force into the back of my car, and I went full force, like just thrown like forwards. Obviously not too bad, but it was like specifically my neck, so my neck was sore for like, I don't know, 2 weeks after that. It's fine now, but it was like 2 weeks after that my neck was just dead because it was like it strained so hard. So if you go-karting, be prepared, you might get a little bit injured. Anyways, that's basically it for this video, and I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.